Bank holiday Sunday. It's been a lovely day. The weather's been fantastic. I really don't want to have to get angry, but I feel I really should. An individual whose YouTube channel name is Gaylord's Q Tinkledink with a capital Q in the middle of it for some unknown reason has left a particular comment on one of my videos, and it's rather antagonistic from my own personal point of view. It says, "I'm starting to see a pattern with your videos. You're an atheist, question mark, agnostic, question mark, it's hard to tell. But one thing is true, you know nothing about true magic. True magic doesn't have a K at the end of it. That's a gimmick only the foolish buy. The ceremonies you speak of, I wonder if you've ever performed them. Your videos display zero knowledge of such." Let's just try and break this down, okay, as rationally and intelligently and objectively as I can in a relatively short YouTube video after I've had a bit too much in the way of caffeine. Firstly, whether you put a K at the end of the word magic or whether you don't, I don't think it really matters. Because basically the word magic written in different languages would use different alphabets and different spelling anyway. But the fact of the matter is, what I allude to and what I try and describe when I'm talking about magic is a series of techniques which are designed to a certain extent to provide you with some form of altered state of consciousness or spiritual or religious experience, which is what the whole thing has been all the time. My personal experiences suggest that there is some form of possibly objective spiritual reality outside of the physical, and there are some forms of experiences that you can have as a result of performing certain forms of practice. No, I'm not an atheist. It's actually a bit of an insult to call me an atheist, and to say I'm an agnostic actually shows a great deal of lack of understanding of what the word gnostic actually means or refers to, if you get my drift. Now, to allude to the idea of true magic suggests you're using a no true Scotsman logical fallacy, and if you've been on YouTube long enough, you can spot a no true Scotsman logical fallacy about 1,000,000 miles away with a telescope the wrong way round. In short, there isn't really any true magic because there's so many wide variety of different techniques and traditions associated with the whole subject, which go from, anywhere from China through Europe through to, far west, Scandinavia, Australia, Africa, basically everywhere on the face of the planet. But they all have some things in common. They are all an attempt to experience something which is either of a supernatural or a religious nature in one form or another. They use anything from meditation, sensory deprivation, sensory overstimulation. They use concepts which are transcendental and mystical in one form or another, and some are parts of created religions which people have decided to invent for the purposes of trying to explain certain particular concepts, and others connect with other regular religious traditions in the first place, okay? But essentially, there is no true magic, all right? They are all true, every single one of them, all right? There's some true magic in absolutely everything. What I have been experimenting with is different forms of altered states of consciousness experiences and trying to work out what on earth is going on when I have, let's say, an aura experience, a spiritual healing experience, a ghost experience, an angel experience, and trying to create those experiences for the purposes of getting some kind of personal, experiential, experimental, something or other evidence, for want of a better word. The evidence which I have personally received has led me to some forms of conclusions. I am intelligent enough to be able to doubt those conclusions. I am not stupid enough to assume that I have the truth, because essentially when you think you have the truth, you're a complete wanker, all right? I think it's one of those really, really crap TV shows actually had one bit of real wisdom, okay? And that was, never trust people who say they have the truth, but always trust people who are searching for the truth. Because the people who say they've got the truth usually don't have it, okay? Now, as far as you saying that my videos display zero knowledge of such, my videos are there to challenge people like you, Mr. Gaylord Q Tinkledink. Alright? Or Mrs. Gaylord Q Tinkledink, or whatever the fuck you are. Because you have become identical to the bibliolatrists, the Bible literalists, and the fundamentalists of all forms of religion. But you are applying it to your own interpretation of what occultism is. And I can tell this very easily just by the words that you use. Yes, I can understand the fact that you are critical of me, because I am saying something which goes directly contrary to the attitude of a unintelligent, undereducated, fundamentalist, literalist scum, which unfortunately the New Age movement is full of. God almighty, and this is me trying to keep calm. But whenever I come across this level of rank stupidity, I boil, because it's this kind of person and this kind of attitude which is what has been screwing the minds of innocent people. Okay? And my videos are out there because I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand the fact that there are people there who could be in a position to do society and individuals an awful lot of good and are basically being aggressive, bullying, fundamentalist literalists, okay, and influencing people who are weakened in one form or another in a manner which is thoroughly inappropriate. I can tell so much by what you have said, Gaylord Q Tinkledink. I don't need to look at your channel. I just don't need to. I know what you think. Because I have seen people like this too many times, and I am sick of it. We should be here to try and help people, to give them some kind of ability to have some kind of freedom, all right? And the best way of doing that is through doubt. Sure, you can have a personal experience. I've had thousands of the bloody things. But I know full well that there's too many things that I don't know, so I can't come out with a hard truth claim. I'm too old to be someone like you. I've been around too long. And I'm getting jaded. Not because of what I do, but because there are people out there who still think this rubbish. Oh, God. Yes, I'm upset. And I think that anyone who is vaguely associated with spiritualism, occultism, or faith should be upset with this kind of thinking as well.